and Santos, and for this video, we are going to discuss Chapter 4 of Marketing Management, and this is conducting marketing research and forecasting demand. So, straight off the bat, okay, let's define what is marketing research. Marketing research is the systematic design, collection, analysis, and reporting of data and findings relevant to specific marketing situation facing the company. So, the marketing research has several parts, okay, that is contained in its process. So, the first one is you would have to identify the problem, trying to know what problems to solve, what are the objectives and the research question. And then two, you develop the research plan. So what type of research will you be doing according to the problem that you have selected? And then third is the actual conducting of the research. So you will be surveying, interviewing people, gathering as much data as you can. And then once the data is already in, you would have to analyze it. Okay, analyze the data and report the findings. And then finally, you take action after knowing what are the opportunity areas, what are the strengths and weaknesses of your business, and how can you better improve your marketing strategies, all right? So marketing research is a very important piece in any type of business, whether you are starting up, you are already growing, or you are a large corporation with multiple business stakes in different industries. Marketing research will always be present and a tool that will always be used by companies. Okay. So here's just an example of a marketing research being used by some of the well-known companies we know globally. So one example would be Lego. So for Lego, they have noticed that only 9% of their users were female. So majority of those who are buying Lego were male or boys. And while that's good, they have realized that there's still an untapped market. Okay, a market waiting to be served, which are girls. So from the research that they did, okay, it spanned for 4 years. They have researched or gathered data from 3,500 girls and their mothers, trying to determine what product would suit them or what type of Legos would suit them. At the conclusion of the market research, okay, they came out with Friends. So I'm sure some of you may have seen this. This is the girls' version of Lego, where most of the characters are female, and then the settings are for girls. Like there's a parlor, there's a kitchen setting, so on and so forth. Okay, it would really attract girls, and it has been successful from then on. Another example would be McDonald's. So McDonald's used market research in the past and are still using it today to determine which products are well received, which products are still being patronized or liked by our customers. You know, what prices are consumers willing to pay, how much are they willing to pay, what's their budget, what TV programs, newspapers, and advertising consumers they read and view, and which restaurants are most visited. So gathering all of these data, they're able to determine whether the pool of their target customers is growing or not. And let me just point this out. You know, when it comes to TV programs, they are getting the best personalities to become their endorsers, their brand ambassadors. And whenever you see a commercial from McDonald's, it's a surefire hit. You'll always get the feels when you are watching a McDonald's advertisement because they have a very good research team and they know what clicks and what doesn't. So just to say this in Tagalog, if nakapanood na kayo ng advertisement ng McDonald's, especially yung last one, yung about sa pandemic, talagang nakaka-touch siya. And in the past, alam naman natin sino bang endorser ng McDonald's. You have Main Mendoza, right? So, kung kumukuha sila ng mga artista, yung mga bigatin talaga, right? To advocate for their brand. Okay, so that's for McDonald's. And then finally, we have Apple, of course, the well-beloved brand of smartphones and technology, computers. So their Apple Customer Pulse Research Group is prime example because these are online surveys. The company is able to compile and analyze the data faster, and surveys are easy to administer without much effort. So it's madali na yung data gathering. And then these surveys have led to different designs and modifications. I think one good example was their launch of Apple 5C or iPhone 5C. Because we all know that iPhones are very pricey, they're very expensive. So there are customers who has limited budget, or you can say they are at the middle of target consumers that Apple wants to obtain. So they have launched a cheaper version of their iPhones, which was 5C back then. So there you go. Here are some of the companies who are using market research to better improve their product, their services, and their brand. So all these serve marketing metrics, okay? So what are marketing metrics? These are the set of measures that help marketers quantify, compare, and interpret marketing performance. So just like when you are playing basketball, you have metrics like rebounds, three-point shoots, assists, guards, etc. When it comes to business, particularly marketing, there are also metrics that one has to look after. So internally, these are awareness of goals, commitment to goals by the employees, their support, staffing levels, like how many people are there, are do they have the freedom to fail? They're not afraid to fail. Which means they have willingness to be more creative. They have the autonomy, willingness to change, desire to learn. As for external, awareness, market share, relative price, how many complaints did we get? For example, you are Globe or your PLDT. Are they counting the number of complaints that they have? Do they have plans of lowering those number of complaints? I'm not sure. Okay, so customer satisfaction. Yeah, this is one of the most sought after metric almost for any business, right? Because um, all businesses have customers, so definitely this is a metric that does not disappear, or that is always there. So you have distribution, total number of customers, and of course loyalty. How loyal are our customers to us? So these metrics are then translated into the brand. Like for example, Starbucks rewards. So they value loyalty, right? So what do? They have this reward system, right? We all know Starbucks is a champion when it comes to customer satisfaction, but they still quantify loyalty. They still look after their customers' loyalty. So they reward customers by, giving them planners, giving them free beverages, free drinks after a certain number of purchases that you've made. So another one would be customer satisfaction. That's a metric that Jollibee always aims to achieve. So they have schemes like, for example, this Jollibee delivery, wherein you can get your food in less than 30 minutes. That's a very bold and brave promise, if you would ask me, because what if there might be cases wherein they will be delayed or late, or there's traffic or vehicle accident that may cause them to be delayed, right? So they have thought of all these things and are doing their best to deliver to that promise, which is a 30 minutes guarantee for every purchase. And then also we have another metric, which is quality, loyalty, which is Dr. Martens. Now, these are the types of shoes that you can practically buy and be assured that they will never be ruined. You will never have to replace them. Okay, because they are made to last. They were built to last. Um, I have a similar shoe which is Timberland, the same design, the same durability, and I've had that shoe for almost 15 years, and there are no signs of it being, broken or destroyed. So that's one example of building customer loyalty. You know, they're building products that are built to last. That will serve you up until such time that maybe up until you're old, right? So there, those are some good examples of companies who are really looking at their metrics, and maintaining them, keeping them. Okay, so what is marketing mix modeling? The marketing mix, we all know these as the 7 Ps, and then you put it in a model structure in order for you to analyze data from a variety of sources such as retailer scanner data, company shipment data, pricing media, promotion, spending, to understand more precisely the effects of specific marketing activities. And then they are now placed into dashboards, or what you call placeholders. There are two types of dashboards. This is the performance scorecard for the customer and the performance scorecard for the stakeholder. So for the customer, records how well the company is doing year after year on a customer-based measure. So again, earlier, these are our customer-based measures, more on the external side. While for the stakeholder, these are in the internal side. Okay, so there, a stakeholder performance scorecard tracks the satisfaction of various constituencies who have a critical interest in impact of the company's performance, including employees, suppliers, banks, distributor, retailers, and stockholders. So here's an example of a dashboard or a customer relationship manager tool. And I have personally tried this when I was still working for a BPO company. And the name of the tool is Salesforce. So using Salesforce, you were able to see a lot of metrics, and then mix model data. So you can see how much is the revenue, how many new customers do we have, what's our gross profit, what's our customer satisfaction rate, all of these information at a glance. Okay, so that's very good, right? Because it will help employees better understand how their business works and where they can focus on. Okay, what are the key areas that they need to improve, and put much emphasis on. So that's the beauty of having a CRM and a mixed model data tool for you to use and have your employees use as well. So here are some numbers that we need to look for. So just new customers that we have lost, how can we win them back, so on and so forth. The measures of market demand. You have the potential market, available market, target market, and penetrated market. Although we will deal with this at a later period, okay? So we can skip this part. So we will have a separate chapter for this. So all of these things that we have learned for uh, today's discussion, you know, are centered towards estimating future demand. So why do we need to gather data from the customers? Why do we need to have a marketing research? It's of course for us to know what's our future demand, right? If our customers won't be purchasing from us in the future, then what's the sense of, having this business? Okay. If our customers won't be loyal to us, would switch brands in an instant, then what's the purpose of building this business, right? So it's really important for us to know the future demand and how how much business are we expecting in the future? How many customers have we retained? How many new customers are we making? Okay, buyers' intentions, their opinions, past sales analysis, and then test the market test method. So yes, you can use statistics, survey, and you gather their opinions, consumer survey, econometric, barometric, and trend projection. So finally, let's go to marketing myopia. So here at the image, you can see train or transportation. And oftentimes than not, this is an issue that's happening with most marketers. So what does it mean when we say marketing myopia? So marketing myopia, it is a term coined by Theodore Levitt. A company suffers from marketing myopia when it views marketing strictly from the standpoint of selling a specific product rather than from the standpoint of fulfilling customer needs. It's a disconnect between the business and the consumer. The business has a wrong interpretation of what the customer really needs. So let me give you some examples in order for us to better understand this. So Kodak, I'm not. I hope some of you are still familiar with Kodak. So Kodak is a camera and film company. So yeah, it started in 1975, and then at a certain year, Kodak has already filed for bankruptcy, and they have ceased production. So they are selling films for cameras. They also have cameras. So what happened? Instead of marketing the new technology, the company kept it under wraps for fear of hurting its lucrative film business. So they did not partner with new companies like companies who are offering smartphones, right? So right now you can take pictures, post it in the Instagram, Facebook, what have you. Take videos and even post it in YouTube instantaneously. So you don't need films anymore, right? You can just do that, and you don't actually need to print a lot of pictures because it's so plenty. Um, you can just browse it in Facebook, right? Or put it in your personal drive, put it in the TV so you can see all the pictures. So Kodak had this myopic view. So their view is limited. The company was in the film business rather than the storytelling business. So what is the need of the customers? The customer needs to fulfill their emotion or attachment with pictures, to preserve memories. Those are the needs of the customers. But instead, Kodak thought that what the customer needs is a film, right? So that need was already captured by the smartphone industry. So right now, again, it's very easy to take pictures and store them somewhere. So that is an example of a missed opportunity from Kodak's side. Instead of partnering with new companies, adapting change, they were stuck with their belief. Okay. Another example would be Netflix and Blockbuster. So Blockbuster is a huge um, movie rental chain in the US. Okay? So, if you're in the Philippines, ano, kung familiar ka sa Video City or AKA, you can ask your parents about it, right? There was a time wherein those rentals are available in the Philippines. But suddenly, because of piracy, because of technology, they slowly um, started becoming disappearing from the market because customers are no longer buying or renting videos. They just have to stream it in the internet. And there was a time wherein Netflix proposed to partner with Blockbuster, but Blockbuster denied that partnership deal. So what happened is that in early 2000, okay, Netflix founder Reed Hastings and Mark Randall offered to sell the company to Blockbuster. So they even offered to sell the company, but Blockbuster turned them down. Eventually, Netflix triumphed. As you can see today, a lot of people are still watching Netflix because it's already streaming. You know, you don't have a physical product. You are not renting out a physical CD or a video cassette tape. Um, Everything is just being streamed, and the entertainment industry they have forced the entertainment industry to adapt. So Blockbuster has already ceased operation. They are already bankrupt, no longer operating. And that's because of Netflix and other streaming companies. Right now, there are a lot. You have Amazon Prime, Hulu Plus, not Hulu Plus, Hulu, Disney Plus, and many more. Even HBO Max. There are a lot of companies offering streaming services. And of course, you have YouTube and other um, video social media, okay, that fulfills those needs. So this is what happened with Blockbuster. They were closing, so they were selling off their tapes. Okay, so people don't really want a quarter-inch drill. So this is to sum up marketing myopia. Okay, they don't want a drill. What they want is a hole. So I hope you understand what we're trying to say here, class. Okay. So you can make your drill as fancy as you want, as bulky as you want. You can change the price. You can say a lot of things. But bottom line, what the customer needs is to drill a hole in his or her house. If you're not giving that to the customer, then your product is useless. Okay. So that wraps up the discussion we have today. I hope you have learned something. And for more videos like this, please make sure to follow um, my playlists I have created in my YouTube channel. Okay. You can feel free to send me any questions, concerns, or queries. And thank you so much. Okay. Hope to see you on my next video. To God be all the glory.